When I was growing up as a kid, summer was my favorite time of the year. The days are longer, it's hot, and we spent a lot of time at the lake, at the beach, at the pool. My family would take vacations then, and it was a great time to spend with friends. And as we've been going around and touring these mountain schools, the kids here just don't have the same experience in their summers and their school breaks. When a child here goes on school break, they're stuck at home in their small village all day long. They live in small bamboo huts. They're open on 3 sides. There's no kitchen, there's no stove, there's no refrigerator. They hardly have power at all. If they have any water, they're drawing it from a nearby river, and they're just surviving there. And there's nothing to do for them. And so for many of them, this is a time where their parents decide it'd be good for you to go ahead and get married. And they're really just kids themselves. They're not at an age where they can get married. And so for many of these kids, when they go home for summer break, many of them don't come back to school. So just recently, all the kids here went on break, and 9 of the students didn't come back for classes. And the teachers went out trying to find each of these 9 kids and find out what happened to them. Why didn't they come back to my class? And all 9 of them were married off as children. And they were only able to recover one of those children, Rylan, because she stood up for herself. And she said, I want to go back to school and I want to get an education and study.
When I was still in the mountains, they forced me to marry even though I didn't want to. Sometimes they even scared me. If I didn't want to marry, they would do something bad to me.
The culture here is that once a man gives you money and you agree to it and accept it, it means you are willing to marry him. But if you don't like the man, you double that amount. If it's 100, you double it and give him back 200. Sometimes if the woman does not want the man, what the man does is give the money directly to the mother. If the parents have accepted the money, their child can no longer refuse.
I felt that I wasn't important to my parents because if I were important to them, they would respect my decision to continue my studies. It's just sad because for just 200, they will force me to marry a man I don't even like.
My mother got married at 10 years old and gave birth to me when she was 12 years old.
This is what happens in the mountains. Sometimes they force their children to marry because of money. That's why I asked my teacher for help.
We decided to really go up there to rescue that child, and we really saw the situation. When we went to the house, I really saw how her parents and relatives rejected her, how they threw away her clothes.
The family was so angry. They said, if you want her to go back to school and study, then she's yours. You have to take care of her from now on. And one of the teachers, Michelle, told me, I instantly offered to adopt her as my own daughter. And not just in a way that she could stay at my house, that I would prepare food for her and look after her, but she's actually going through the legal system to adopt her as her own child forever.
I told her, don't worry. If you have no parents to support you, I will be your parent here.
What Michelle told us is that she's not only now trying to adopt Rylan, but she's trying to adopt Rylan's siblings to protect them as well from being married off as children.
I want to indeed cut off our traditions in the mountains where women marry early. So now I am happy because Child Impact has a program for women like me.
While Rylan's story is very encouraging and super exciting to be a part of, there were 8 other children who didn't stand up for themselves and say, I want to continue my studies, I don't want to be married. And so there are many other children here who are in need of a safe place. And so I'm excited about the opportunity that we have before us of building a girls' dorm and safe house where these kids can continue their education and we can rescue more and more girls from the highlands here in the Philippines.
When I think about the dream that we have for these precious people that we're working at, actually I think of you and me right now. You and I are sitting here right now totally free. I have nobody forcing me to do this, forcing me to do that. I have freedom. And the people that we're working with, a lot of them have no freedom. I dream of these children having freedom. these students are learning about choices. They're learning about what it means to be able to exercise those choices. A lot of the students say, I didn't realize I had a choice. And a lot of times they haven't in the past, but there's been growth, there has been change. And we want to see these young people have the same freedom that you and I have.
The sad reality of the situation here is that every time these kids go on break from school, more and more of them are getting married off. And so we've got to get this safe house built as fast as possible to prevent more of them from going into this life, this cycle of exploitation and abuse. So we visited the land, and as soon as I got there, I could tell the Lord placed this property in our hands for a beautiful work. It's an incredible piece of property. And just walking the land with Sean, the director of Palmas, and the girls from the high school who will be benefited by it, I was just amazed at what God was doing here.